Look up, look way up. What do we have here? It's a 2022 Honda Navi. I just bought brand new. And it's one of the few motorcycles that people are raving about on YouTube. People can't believe how good a bike it is, and it has the Honda quality. We'll unlock the steering here and get ready for a ride. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot my gloves. Yes, we have a box underneath the gas tank, and you can store gloves and other things in there. It's quite large, actually. And people have been really commenting on how inexpensive it is to get this bike, and parts for it are inexpensive and very, very easy to maintain. So I'm thrilled to have something that is not going to break the bank when I need to get maintenance done on it. You can do most of the maintenance yourself, and with long intervals between maintenance checks, it's going to keep you on the road rather than in the shop. This is a wonderful motorcycle. It never feels underpowered, even though it only has a 109cc engine. It climbs hills easily and gets up to speed very quickly. So we'll put up the kickstand, and then I'll grab the front right brake, and I'll put my thumb over the starter button and give it a twist. And it starts up right away. Idles very nice, quiet, reliable, Honda quality. And this is an unusual bike in having a fuel gauge on something so inexpensive. But it has a lot of unusual features. Storage space under the seat, as well as a big storage compartment under the gas tank. And for an automatic motorcycle, you also need a parking brake, which is like the left brake lever, but it's a very stubby one, so you won't confuse it with a clutch. And you pull it back, and there's a little lever that locks it into place, so when you're parked, the bike won't roll away, since automatics are in neutral all the time. And this shifting on this, there doesn't feel like there's any shifting going on, because it's constantly varying it depending on engine speed. So I'm going to pull up to the stop sign here, and I have all the confidence that this bike will get me up to speed very quickly after only a few rides. It's one of the few bikes that I rely on to be able to get me up to speed quickly without a lot of shifting. On my CBR, my first gear is so low, by the time I get moving, I've got to start shifting right away. And shift, and every time I shift, I slow down. So the Navi, even though it's got a smaller engine size, actually accelerates very quickly, because there is no point at which the engine isn't increasing your speed on the road. As soon as you roll on that throttle, it starts picking up speed and keeps picking up speed. It's very smooth, much smoother than a car transmission, which is essentially automatic shifting. With the Navi, it's continuous shifting. So when I took off from the side street there, the engine RPM picked up, and if you listen to it, it levels out, allowing the engine to work at its best RPM. This is something you also run into with small motorcycles that have gears. Very rarely are you running at the optimum RPM for the engine, and that makes the bikes feel very sluggish. If you don't get up into the power band, you're not going to get the power. Whereas on a Navi, you just roll the throttle on, that's all taken care of. And therefore it never feels sluggish when you're trying to get up to speed. It's a strange machine with a lot of unusual features. And that's why so many people on YouTube just rave about it non-stop. Some of them will customize them, get them up to 100 kilometers an hour, although if you're going to be running an engine that hard, the term that you kind of start wondering about after a while is how reliable will it continue to be. I'm happy just having the stock engine and everything on it, because I don't really see a need for going 100 kilometers an hour on a Navi. I have my CBR 125, which will, on rare occasions, get up to 120. But the Navi feels very solid, very reliable in accelerating, very capable in taking on hills like the one that we're about to go up. And when I stop, it just purrs away, it just idles. It's unusual too in that it has a fan that blows over the engine to keep it cool. And so with my water-cooled 125, sometimes the temperature does get up there quite high when it's idling, waiting to get into a gas pump. The Navi, on the other hand, it just goes. Air-cooled, simple, less things to worry about. Maintenance is a breeze on it, everything you can get at very quickly. Whereas on my CBR, I have to tear apart the entire bike to get to adjusting the valves on it. Any maintenance requires taking a lot of plastic off, and at $200 an hour, the shops spend more of your money just taking the bike apart and putting it back together again and actually getting the work done. So I decided I'd much rather have easy maintenance kind of bike like the Navi, where you can get to everything really quickly, and where the maintenance is so low on it that you spend more time riding than having it in the shop getting tuned up or hauling it apart and doing the work yourself. It inspires a lot of confidence. I can see why people really love the Navi. It works, it's quiet, it's powerful. Even though it's got a small engine, it never feels underpowered. And if you're, as long as you're cruising around 60 to 70 kilometers an hour, which is what it's designed for, you don't need anything more powerful. It's just a weird mix of parts that works together really well. The throttle is light on it. You know, not like these big 750s and stuff where your hand will start aching after a while because there's so much tension on the twist grip that you got to hold it quite hard. Navi, piece of cake. High beam, low beam. You know, it's got good powerful headlights, taillights, signals, everything you need for the road. It even has a choke, so it takes a little getting used to starting it with a choke, and you might have to add a bit of throttle till it starts getting warmed up. But once it warms up, its idle is really good. You can stop and never worry about it dying. So go drive one, see if you like it. I really love this one.